Good morning, everyone. This is Wilfred, leader of Darkest Lords in Zone 22. Today, we are going to go over some officers. Just a general guide for you all about officers. I know there's been several videos put out before. Just wanted to go over a couple things because I still see a lot of mixed marches. So, generally speaking, there's a few different categories of officers. You have troop-specific marches, you have generals, and you have task officers. Task officers are officers that are meant to do things that don't involve fighting, like gathering, or, for example, Helena here, she makes a very good non-player character, like jungler, so she's going to give you a lot of points towards XP when it comes to leveling up your officers. My favorite, of course, is Dorothea. She's my favorite jungler because you get the 5 boxes every time you attack a non-player character like an invader. So this is a really cool feature. You get a lot of really cool stuff from her chests, and you can get talent resets and just kind of all kinds of mixed bag stuff. The speed ups and resources, of course, are my favorite because who doesn't need speed ups or resources? So, as far as officers go, you have 2 extremely tough officers. You have Natalia, who is your lead tank commander. She's going to be the one to lead most of your tank armies and, just dominate the field, especially when you pair her with Grace. Now, Natalia's counterpart, of course, is Diana. Diana is going to be another one where very good anti-tank commander. She's got the counterattack damage as well as a little bit of rage recovery. And that's going to be huge for boosting, any type of attacks that you're going to reflect back onto Natalia. So for those officers, they're very troop specific. You have to have all tanks or all anti-tanks. It's very important you do this. I believe the statistic is 50% of a troop-specific march can still defeat a full army of mixed troops behind a general. So you really want to keep officers like Chloe out of the field unless you're doing rallies. She should be used only for behemoth rallies, sieges, those types of attacks. I don't even use her in any of my Normandy arena or anything like that. She's not worth having in the field. You're just going to get smashed every time, especially by bigger players coming against you. So as far as that goes, you have Lubna, you have Angelica, you have those 2 as your main infantry officers for the most part. And then you go to Lilith and Diana. Those are going to be 2 of your main in the field anti-tankers. Now Jessica's good too. There's an argument to be said for Jessica, but because of the garrison skill, 4 out of 5 of your skills are going to work in the field. This garrison skill is not going to activate unless you're on garrison. So personally, I pair her just as a garrison officer. She'll be strictly that for me. And of course, throw a nice STG on her and you have quite the ability to fight. Now, you have troop-specific officers. We've kind of went over those a little bit. You have your generals here. People build generals a little different, but personally, I go full general and then 3/4 siege. There's a lot of abilities in the siege department that require a 10% chance, another command by 10%. So these skills, although they're nice, I don't like them quite as much as the general tree. The general tree is a lot of rage recovery, pure attack damage, no chances necessarily, percent chances. It's all solid buffs that you don't have to worry about. Did I get that extra 10% this time? So for me, all general, partial into siege. Attack is nice too, but it's just again a personal preference because of these 10% chances. Just not a huge fan of those types of buffs. You have a couple officers now that are hybrids. They can do multiple things. Natalia, for example, she is a hybrid officer. Now, she is your main tank officer, but she can also be respect over to garrison and defense. That is huge, hugely important, because you can switch now two of your officers, Natalia and Grace, over to garrison and be able to defend. When you do that with Ophelia, you can pair her with Jessica, and now you have two full garrison marches. Both officers have a great ability. It just depends on what units you're using with them. Obviously Jessica is going to want to have most anti-tanks, and Natalia Grace mostly tanks on defense. So it also depends on who you're going against as far as a siege. But these two hybrid officers are awesome. Diana is also a hybrid officer, as she can be respect over to siege and skill. Personally, I don't think I'll ever use her as a siege and skill. If you're using Diana, most of the time you're using her because you're going against a tank garrison like Grace and Natalia. If that's happening, you're going to want to pull off a total full anti-tank siege. So a full anti-tank siege is going to give you a lot of boosts, especially if you have Diana spec'd as tank destroyer and skill. Because of this last ability, that extra 5% attack, defense, and health is going to be massive when you're talking 2 million plus troops. So tank specific, use an anti-tanker. There's an argument to be said there. And you could go multiple ways, but to me, Diana, always going to be anti-tanker for me. Now, as far as leveling up your officers go, I feel working on 3 different officers at once is the fastest way to promote your officers. For example, I have Angel. Angel is already capped as far as stars go, and she is capped for skills. So the only thing I can do right now is level her up. So I've been working on getting her to level 50, so that way I can dump stars back into her. Okay, so my XP goes towards one officer, Angel, for example. My stars are going towards Ling now. So Ling gets the stars because she is totally capped for XP. So we put stars into her, XP into Angel, and now we have our legendary badges. Legendary badges are going to go towards Diana. Diana is 5-star level 60, so the only thing left to do for her is to train her. So badges towards Diana, stars towards Ling, and XP towards Angel. To me, this is a great method. You're leveling up 3 officers at once, and you can switch over as things get accomplished. So as Diana finishes up with her training, I'm going to move those badges over to Ling and finish Ling's promotions. So once she's done with stars, she'll get the XP. By the time she's done with stars, Angel should be done with her XP. So then I swap the two. Angel gets stars, Ling gets XP, and since I'm running out of officers, she will also get badges. So kind of a great way to get all of those leveled up. There are some purple officers out there that are awesome. If you don't have two good in-field officers, Monica is an amazing anti-tanker if you do decide to use her. And then personally, I am a huge fan of Abigail for tanks. Abigail's awesome. She will kick people up and down the field. I actually used Lilith and Lilith and Monica for a long time, and just recently replaced her with Diana. So there are some officers out there that'll really help you, even if you don't have two legendary officers. Now, rumor has it that they are coming out with another infantry officer. It's actually been announced. Now, she is meant to be the counter to Diana and Natalia. So Amanda is set to be just as strong as the other two. As soon as she comes out, I would highly recommend working on her. She is going to be a huge asset in the field. So, hope this helps you guys out. If you have any questions, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Post your comments in the question bars or the comment bar down below, and I'll be sure to get back to you as soon as possible on those. If you'd like to see more videos like this, just general overviews of troops or officers or anything like that, please let me know. I'd be happy to help out. And yeah, it's been a great time. So thank you all for your support, and have a great day.